Oceans rise and thunders roar, I will soar with you above the storm. Father, you are king over the flood. I will be still, know you are God.
Apostle Umar Mulinde is a husband and a father of 6 children, a Christian convert from Muslim background, a human rights activist, international public speaker, author and senior pastor under the apostolic calling, and an acid survivor. After a miraculous conversion, Mulinde Umar was baptized, discipled in Prayer Palace Christian Center, located on Mobutu Road in Kampala under the leadership of Apostle John Deogracious Balabi Kubo and Bishop Grievous Musisi Salongo. During continued fellowships and membership within Prayer Palace Christian Center Church, Mulinde Umar received the call of God, being an apostle, and he began evangelistic missions that led him to conduct enormous gospel gatherings in many towns and villages in Uganda. Mulinde Umar is an ordained senior pastor of Gospel Life Church International, a mission-driven church based at Namasuba Central Zone on Entebbe Road with a network of churches nationwide. Apostle Umar Mulinde was targeted in a horrific acid attack in the city of Kampala on the 24th of December 2011. 5 months before acid was poured on his face, he had presented a petition against religious persecution in Uganda to the State Minister of Internal Affairs, Honorable Matia Kasaija, and the Speaker of Parliament, the Right Honorable Speaker Edward Sekandi. Unfortunately, before government did anything tangible, the man of God faced a vicious acid attack on his face just because of his religious affiliation and views. He was rushed to several hospitals, among which Namirembe Hospital, International Hospital Kampala, Seven Hills Hospital, Mumbai, India, and Sheba Hospital in Israel, where he has undergone over 3 years of lengthy specialized treatment. When acid is poured on a person, the result is horrifying. Nitric, hydrochloric, or sulfuric acids all have a catastrophic effect on human flesh. The acid attack had almost taken his life if God had not helped. Horrific as the story, it is not for only one individual or two, but hundreds of victims in Uganda are already facing this challenge. Others have lost their dear lives, leaving behind helpless orphans, widows, and other vulnerable dependents. The attackers target victims hurriedly and most times during the cover of darkness at night. As a result, some people have become victims of mistaken identity, and if this is left as it is, no Ugandan is safe, but anyone may be a victim soon or later. None of us knew that our day would end this way, just like we didn't know that we may fall victim. We all do not know who is next. Until now, the law in Uganda does not address the issue of the production, supply, possession, sale, and use of acid. The law only addresses the end result of punishing those who use such dangerous substances to intentionally harm others. In Chapter 21 of the Penal Code Act, Caption 120, offenses endangering life or health. But the law does not address the rights of innocent victims, where the cause of injury is negligence of other parties. The law is therefore lacking on the need to prevent harm from occurring. The lack of laws regulating the production, supply, sale, possession and use of acid made acid easily accessible to persons with the intentions of grievously harming others. As a result of easy availability of acid, many Ugandans have suffered vicious attacks that have left many victims either dead or extensively and permanently maimed or disfigured and disabled for the rest of their lives. Many careers have been instantly ended by such attacks, leaving the lives and families of the victims permanently at risk due to the morbidity of the breadwinners. Survivors of such attacks experience untold suffering, disfigurement, and undergo very expensive medical procedures over lengthy periods of time to be able to live after the attack. Most victims cannot afford such medical expenses, leaving them in a permanent state of suffering and their families and dependents crippled economically. The government needs to do more to put in place laws to restrict the supply, possession, sale and use of acid in order to save lives of many Ugandans. You and I need to do more as well. This is the reason why Mulinde Foundation is hereby launched to be able to put in place adequate treatment, representation, comforting and rehabilitating victims of violence. The victims, most of which come from poor families, cannot afford multiple surgeries and very few are willing to give them jobs, yet they deserve to live with dignity. So there is a need to fund acid attack victims' medical costs and give them jobs. Since acid violence is becoming a specialized form of domestic and sectarian violence that reflects and perpetuates the society and as such prohibited by international law, we therefore invite all of you to support Mulinde Foundation in order to save lives of others and to rehabilitate acid attack survivors with medical treatment and jobs. We note that it was only one failed attempt at shoe bomb and now we all take off our shoes at the airport. Then, with several terror attacks and victims already in Uganda, very serious measures to contain this threat should be put in place. We need a robust response from all those responsible to preserve lives of Ugandans. In specific reference to the attack on Apostle Mulinde Umar, we ask that religious freedom of all Ugandans should be fully safeguarded to ensure that no Ugandan citizen should be persecuted by anybody because of his or her religious affiliation. Our answer to terror and violence should be a continuation of the routine and therefore, those who are threatened should be jealously protected so that all Ugandans enjoy their constitutional rights and anybody threatening should be apprehended without mercy, fear, compromise or political correctness. All Apostle Umar Mulinde's friends, well-wishers and sympathizers, please support Mulinde Foundation to be able to put in place adequate treatment, representation, comforting and rehabilitating victims of violence. This is a noble cause.